Hey guys, how's it going? Well, it's time for another update on the truck project. I know you've probably been wondering, well, what's going on? What have you been doing? You getting any work done? You doing anything? You sell it? You get bored and quit? You trade it to Uncle Phil? No, and no. Didn't do any of that. I've been real busy gathering parts, and so I want to show you what I've done to that end and show you what I've been doing with the truck itself and go from there. Let's start over here at the engine. When last you seen it, I was having problems with this paint, and so let me do a little maneuvering of my cover here that I keep on it, keep the rain out of it, stupid bugs out of it. But I just was painting it. So here's how far I've gotten with it. I've gotten all the painting done on the top end of it. I'll have to go back under it and start on the bottom side to do the oil pan and do the bottom of the pulleys and that kind of thing. But I've done enough that I could start putting the top end of the engine back together. So that's what I'm doing. The valve cover's on and all the, well, most of the brackets back on. Got the carburetor back on. Don't have the distributor in yet. I still have to put a vacuum advance can on it. The old one's busted, but I ended up, I might have told you or may not, I don't think I told you, I made a video and it was kind of a sucky video, so I ended up not putting it up on the YouTube. But I had restored some valve covers for this and they turned out really nice. And then I realized when I had them done that the valve covers I was using had the PCV and the oil filler on the same valve cover, and so since the PCV normally is on the left side right there, the oil filler was going to be at the back there, and it was accessible, but I didn't like that because it's supposed to be how you see it here. Well, I bought another set of valve covers at the Junkyard. I actually bought a set that had that arrangement I wanted, you know, the oil filler over here and etc. And I was going to give the ones I restored to Uncle Phil for his car. He's got exact engine in his Caprice, the Project Heavy Chevy you've seen before. Well, like I said, I had an epiphany one night. I thought, well, maybe I can just take those grommets out. You've got one grommet over here that's one kind of grommet right there for the PCV valve. Kind of a camera ain't doing too good of a job there, but it's kind of a, see how it's angled and that kind of shape. And then you have one on this side over here that's for the breather tube. In other words, air goes in here, circulates through the engine, picks up all the blow by and all that crap, and comes back out the PCV, gets sucked into the carburetor right there. So that's the way the factory did it, and that's the way it had to go back on. So I had this epiphany, so I actually went to the parts store, if you can believe that, and found these grommets. I think it was a total like $6 for both of them total. And the soundtrack of my summer was some dog yapping its ass off down there. I'm so sick of hearing that. I have to interrupt myself every time I make a video like this and just complain about that. I wish somebody would tell me, what is the... That's a nice looking truck. Look at that when it goes by here. Yeah, I like that. It's a Nissan. I have to interrupt myself and complain about the dog noise because I wish somebody would explain to me what is the fascination people have with having a dog that yaps like that all the time. Does it make you feel better? Does it make you feel like you're a good dog owner? I think you suck. That's my opinion of it. Anyway, as we were saying, so anyway, these are the valve covers that I originally restored and turned out so nice, and so now I got to use them, and Uncle Phil will have to restore his pair. Bless his heart. But I got the fuel line put on and some other detail things. I'm not going to do a real detailed video right now because I'm not finished yet. I want it to be all presentable. But that's what we're doing. And then, as the case always seems to be, once you do one part of it, you start looking at the rest of it, and you see how tacky some other stuff looks. So that would be all this. So I'm gonna have to pull the radiator out, and I'm gonna have to grind this. You guys see we got a big, let me get over here. So what I'm looking at here, got a big rust spot here where the battery tray was, and had some wiring that's no longer in good shape here. I got this going on here, and you're supposed to have a shield behind this. It's not there, and we got a big rust hole down here, but I'm not going to worry about this right now because that'll be dealt with later. I'll get into too much if I start trying to tackle that right now. So I'm gonna pull the radiator out and clean all this up and paint it and make it look good. And so one thing, you know, I don't know. I can't figure people out sometimes, but I thought I was going to go to the junkyard and buy this replacement piece right here because this has got some more pry marks on it. Now, tell me why somebody would try to pry this up. So, boredom? I don't know. But you can't do that because it's all one piece. That's the whole header panel, so that's out. I'll have to just fix this somehow. So then I got looking at it, you know, and I noticed that it had the wrong horns on it. It had a nice set of horns, but they're the wrong horns. This was the ones that were on it. They're some of these little Fiam horns, I guess. Might be one of the originals burned out or something, whatever the case is. Don't care anymore, but so had to have some horns. So I've been making several trips. I've made one first trip to the junkyard, and I've made 2 more trips to get parts for this thing. I've pretty much disassembled 2 different trucks up there, and this is a real good pull it yourself junkyard. It's not pull apart, it's not LKQ. It's not that far from here actually. The name of the place is excuse me. Oh, allergies. Oh, I'm so sorry, excuse me. Oh, boy. Woo. Anyway, what was I talking about? Well, it wasn't important. Anyway, so got all the parts and everything I think I'm going to need for now to get all this looking good. So anyway, let's show you what I got. This is a very interesting thing here. This is a couple bags of nuts and bolts. And here's the alternator I'm going to use on this. This is a 12 SI alternator. You can always tell these apart from the older 10 SI because 12 SI has just solid plastic fan on it, and otherwise it's pretty similar. The case is pretty similar. It's got more cooling, and it's just overall a better alternator to have if you have one. So I didn't get this recently. I've had this for a while. As a matter of fact, I got it I guess from LKQ, and it's doesn't look like it's that old. It's a reman, but it says it's remanufactured for AC Delco. So how bad can that be? So we're going to use that. Now, that's going to be a concession away from originality, but that'll be fine. No big deal. Nobody knows the difference anyway, except me probably. But and then over here, this was a score. There was a 78 GMC pickup. It was just a year older than that one in there, and it happened to be the same trim level and whatever it's called. I think it's called Sierra, just a Sierra. Same trim level as the one I have. So it uses the same kind of, this is the grill bezel, not a bezel, a bezel. And look at the condition this thing is in. Crunch, but check it out. This thing is almost in perfect shape. Even the radio is still good. The opening's still good on it. So I got that, and I got the lens that goes in it, because I'll show you why. Just take a look here. Some ham fist tried to get this out without taking a screw out of it, I guess, and it's all hacked up here. This Neanderthal even hacked the metal of the dashboard up. So that's awful. No comment. No comment. But and one thing, I need the lens because there ain't no lens in it. Somebody thought it was just fine to put the cluster back in and the instruments back, the cover back on without no lens in it. So anyway, so we got that going. That's squared away. Here are my horns off the same truck, the original Delco Remy horns, mounting hardware. I hope I can remember which side goes which. I think they go, yeah, I can, because the trumpets, I call this the trumpet side. Here it goes towards the outside of the truck. So this is the right side. That's the passenger side, and this is the this is the throttle bracket, hold down bracket. And you see some interesting things going on here. This is a hold down, of course. This goes, the rear two bolts of the carburetor hold this thing down, and your I think this is the throttle cable, I think, on this one. And this little thing here, this is where the throttle spring goes. So that's why I like to use original parts, because you start using this aftermarket crap and it won't work as good as this. Boy, they're just burning that gas. That dude there, that's the one that goes by. He comes, they're selling this house over here, and that dude, periodically, for whatever reason, see if it's here now. No, I can't even got it, but he backs the trailer in like at 10 o'clock at night, a little utility trailer, and then leaves. And I've seen people, one of their friends pull up in the driveway here and sit here for 2 hours. Just sit there. People are weird, man. They are weird, 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 weird. So we'll take a look real quick and see why we gotta have one of those. Where is that? Yeah. That's what's left of the one that was on it. Right there. See, the other half of it ain't there. It's been hacked off. So that goes like that, and it's even like that. It's even got its little locating peg right there. Should work perfect. It's gonna look great. I'll tell you how good of a junkyard that place is. I've been there 3 times already. I can't get enough of it. And check this out. I actually found a truck up there that had a good battery box in it. It looks like this is a replacement because it's painted black. It's even got the hold down with it right there, still with it. But I don't know. It looks too new to be the original, because you can see what happens to the original. That's what's left of the one that was in it. Boing, 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 boing. Guess that was some kind of protective coating of some sort that didn't do its job. Then we were on to the wiring. Let's look at this. We've got an entire lighting harness for this truck, from bulkhead forward. This is a bulkhead. I call it bulkhead connector. And these things are interesting. I didn't understand how this came out at first. I thought this was all going to be one piece that came off the back of the fuse box, but it's not. These things slide together like a puzzle. In other words, if you can see it, but it's kind of dark now. But you take a screw out right there in the center of this thing. Where's that? It's right there. See that? It's kind of a little bolt head right there. You take that out, and then this thing will kind of pull away. It'll disconnect from the fuse box, I guess, is on the other side of it. And when it does, you've got 3 sections. You look at it and you have to slide one section out, and then the next section comes out, and then you got the last section. That's how it comes out. I thought that was interesting. So this whole thing is in good shape. It's in great shape, actually. this part that's hacked together on mine. Here it is. It's all one piece. It's got the proper original shield for the back of the headlight, so it doesn't throw light into the unnecessary light into the engine compartment. It's got some grounding wires that went with it. You know, when you start trying to fix something like this up, you really gain an appreciation for how much detail there is to do all this stuff. There's the other side of it. So, working on that. So this is an alternator harness, and I had to get this off a different truck. I couldn't find the truck. This truck that came off of was a 6-cylinder, so it wouldn't exactly work right. So I had to have this because mine's hacked together. But I'm gonna splice this professionally with solder and a good wire clamp, and kind of hide it in the looming. You'll never know it was even done. So that's that. And as it turned out, I got the wrong power steering vacuum line. This is the original one off an original truck. It's got the original hose on it. I can tell by the way the hose looks. You can always tell the original hose because it's got these ribs in it. Heater hose and all that. The original stuff had those ribs in it. So I'll clean that up. And check this out. But you wait, there's more. This is the original, and I'm talking about original from the factory, not repos, not aftermarket, not the crap you buy in a parts store. This is the original set of side mount battery cables. So you've got the bracket with it that mounts it to the frame down there. Here's the negative. It's got the original body grounding connection here. This is priceless. I don't even know if you can even buy this anymore. I don't think you can. If you do, you're going to pay for it. So look at this. It's got the original heat protection, chafing. I guess you would say chafing. Keep it from rubbing. Ain't that awesome? I think it's cool, man, to find this stuff. Boy, it was a good junkyard. That's better than Disney World. But here's the coup de grace. And does it surprise you that a guy from the South knows what that word means, coup de grace? If you read it, it says coup de grace, but it's called coup de grace. Coup de grace. Here is a very nice, almost perfect grill. And if I told you what I paid for this, I'm not going to tell you what I paid for. You'd probably come shoot me. But I got it real cheap. That place's prices are very cheap. And it's in excellent condition. The only thing is it's not a 79 grill. It's a 75 or 6, I think, but I don't care. Right now, for what I paid, as opposed to buying a new one, I'm fine with it. I'm not going to OCD about that. So, awesomeness, awesomeness. And I'll show you one last little thing here. This is not for the truck, but this is a, what the heck is that? Speed down that street. Speed down that street. There you go. I was looking for one of these, and I've never seen one. This is something somebody made. This is a neat little thing here, and you may not know what it is at first until I kind of explain it. I got about a minute and a half to explain it, but let me run in here. Get another one to kind of give you some perspective. Here we go. What this is this is a kickdown cable, kickdown rod, excuse me, for a Dodge. And this is the one that is original. I have about 3 of these that are the wrong size. This thing's 11 inches long. It has to be 13 inches long. The correct 4-barrel for that dark, back there's the correct 4-barrel version of this thing is 13 inches long. And if you find one for sale, the guy will be like, yeah, that thing's pretty rare. I'll take $100 for it. Well, you ain't taking it from me. So look at this. Not only does that look like that's a couple inches longer already, and I think I can make that work even though it's turned the wrong way. Somebody's made this thing. This thing has a collar in here, and this inner part slides into this part, so it's adjustable. That's why the spring's here. This took some really neat engineering. So alright guys, I gotta go before this thing cuts off. So hope you enjoyed the little tour of the parts, and we will update you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.